Have you ever looked at two separate pictures and thought, how can I combine these to make one perfect painting? That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Plus, how I make a start on my client's pet portrait commission of Max and the field of cows. So hello, my name is Jodie and I'm a self-taught artist based in the UK, and today I'm going to be combining two pictures so that I can make the perfect pet portrait commission. So if you've ever struggled with reference images or you just like to watch the painting process, well, this video is for you. So let's jump into the video. Firstly, I'm going to show you how I made the perfect reference image, and then I'm going to start the painting. Let's go! So here we have the two beautiful pictures sent by my client of Max, and as you can see, the one on the left is gorgeous. He's sat so beautifully looking at the camera on a nice sunny day, smiling, which is just the perfect picture. And then the picture on the right, you can see that it's not quite as nice of a pose. It's still a gorgeous picture, but just not as strong as the one on the left. When I was looking to combine these pictures, I did take a notice of the fact the light direction was very different in each picture. So as you can see in the left picture, Max has strong sunlight hitting the right side of his face, while the right image, the light is softer and coming from the left. So it's going to be important to make sure the light and direction matches in both pictures when combining them. What I'll start to do is I'll go in and select Max from the image I want to work from. And as you can see, I'm using Procreate for this, which I love to use when I create mock-ups. I go in and start to cut around the image of Max I want to use, because I'm then going to place it into the image with the cows. Now Max is in the image, it's now time to address the light source issue. So option one I thought we could do is just try flipping the image of Max, but for some reason my brain did not like it. I don't know why, it just does not look right. I decided I was going to flip him back, and instead I'm going to flip the actual image of the cows. I don't know why it makes such a big difference, but for some reason flipping Max, just my brain did not compute. Here I am going in and selecting the image I want to flip and then putting Max back in the pose. And I did still want to keep him in that kind of off to the side pose because I thought it looked really interesting. And as you can see, it already looks so much better, the lighting coming from the same direction. But obviously I know I'm going to have to do a bit of adjusting when it actually comes to painting. Because Max is so brightly lit with the sun, I'm going to have to make sure the lighting kind of matches with the cows and the grass too. Just making sure it all looks natural and how it's meant to. Now that my reference picture is ready to go and my sketch is on the canvas, it's time to start painting. And because I'm going to be painting a blue sky, I like to look out all my colours of blue that I have just to help me visualise and see what ones I actually want to use. And starting the painting with my favourite type of brushes, which is the Silver Silk 8-8 flat shader brushes. I use them for pretty much everything. So when I paint skies, I always like to start with the background colours first, so the colours that you can see behind the clouds, and I use that as my base layer. And then it's just all about building up from there. And because I'm working in acrylics, I like to use big kind of sweeping back and forth motions with my brush, just so it helps me get a really nice smooth blend. And then once I'm happy with most of the blue in the sky, I'll go on to work on the clouds, which clouds are so fun to paint. I personally think painting skies is so relaxing, so if you enjoy watching skies being painted, I'm going to stop talking now and let you enjoy it. So these are the main ones that I'll probably be using for the cows, so let's make a start on these curious cows. I'm going to paint the eyes first, and then the noses, and then I'll do the fur from there. A lot of the cows have a lot of similar colours, so instead of just focusing on one at a time, it's easier just to kind of spread the paint across all of them. Let's go! Now going in and starting the cows, I'm using another flat shader brush but in a much smaller size, because you can probably tell the cows are really small on this canvas, and I've always found it so much more challenging painting at a smaller scale. I think it's because the brush strokes have to be so much more precise, and I can be a bit clumsy with my brush strokes. That said, the cows aren't the main focus of this painting, Max is, so I don't want to get too focused on all the tiny little details, but I do want to make sure I still capture how cute they are in the reference picture. Now, I'm sure you're probably bored of me talking, so I'm going to stop talking and let you enjoy watching these cows come to life. So that's how I created the reference picture and started bringing this painting to life. Have you ever tried to combine two pictures to make one reference picture? If so, I'd love to hear your tips. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I paint the grass and the star of the show, Max. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And thanks for watching!